Good morning, everyone. Hope you had a good weekend. It was it was good for me. The week ended so well. And I woke up to some phone calls and some messages, especially regarding the Euro USD. Yeah, it's a chart that is commonly traded. I've come to accept the fact that almost everyone put some trades there just once in a while. Everyone trades that chart. Yeah, because it seems so easy for everyone. So yeah, so these phone calls are all about the price rising from midnight when the market opened. The week ended when the price was going down, and that downward force was expected to continue this week, at least up to Wednesday. But the direct opposite happened. There wasn't even a small retracement moving downwards. Price just started climbing, and as we speak, yeah, it's still moving up. So the pressure is rising. So many people are, they are really unsettled. And we're going to look at the chart. We're going to look at it and see. We're going to look for any probability of price moving downwards. Yeah, so that so that comfort is retained. So that you don't start fearing too much. But if your lot size was very big, if your account is almost getting blown, Euro USD is still in some kind of a bullish move. A bearish move. It's not very strong right now, but prices are likely to move back downwards. You shouldn't be so worried. There must be a retracement. At least there must be some kind of retracement that will give you some comfort. So if you're almost blowing your account, the advice I gave some people was just put some extra money there. Hedge your account. Put some money there that that will provide another cushion for your that negative figure, so that you don't really blow all your money. So you can just do that. Don't panic. Just do that right now. We're going to look at that chart after we take a look at this economic calendar. We have 3 events today. Yeah, so these events could they could add more volatility to especially to the euro. Yeah, all these events are affecting the euro and the pound. So, yeah, some pressure could be added to the euro. It might, shoot back down, or it could probably move up. These things, anything can happen. They are high impact events. Yeah, so let's take a look at them right now on the economic calendar. The first one, it's going to be at 11:30. Yeah, that's about 1 hour from now. An hour and about 10, 11 minutes. So it's the market manufacturing PMI. Now this one is affecting German primarily, but Germany is the main country in Europe right now, and it's affecting the euro as a whole. It's quite significant. That's why it has it has very big buzz. If we had a chart that only had that German currency versus another currency, this would be a very nice event to trade, like non-farm payrolls. Okay, so we have this one is affecting. It's for the month of Feb. Yeah, so there are 2 events, the market PMI composite also for Feb, and the market manufacturing PMI also for February. So these 2 events, the market manufacturing PMI is expected to remain, it's expected to drop from 59.8 to 59.4. So there is a small drop expected there. Then the composite, the market PMI composite, it's also expected to drop from rise from 53.8 to 54.3. Now for these 2 events, even if the figures drop, one is 59.4, another one is expected to go to 54.3. Even if these figures drop, if they remain above 50, they are still very, very good. So this is a high impact event, and if these figures go below 50, if you have 40 something there, then it's bad. That will be very negative. But even if you have 50.0, it will still be a good figure. Anything above 50 here is quite good. So we're in a safe zone. So if you're expecting 59.8 and you get so if you expect 59.4 and you get 58, you might think that things are bad for Europe, but the fact of the matter is things will still be good because the figure is far above 50. That's why you expect some market impact. You see negative figures and you wonder why the volatility did not move in that same direction is because yeah, even if it goes below, it's still above 50 for these ones, and it is a very good figure that is above 50. So the market impact will still be positive for the euro. Yeah, so yeah, that's a bomb, man. That's like an atomic bomb right now. Yeah, if you are selling the euro and it's now going up, and now we have two major events that seem to be positive for the euro. So, you know, prices might continue moving upwards. So that is that's a bomb being dropped there. Yeah, sometimes, you know. Okay, so now at midday there will be another event affecting the euro as well. It's the market PMI composite. Now this one is affecting Europe as a whole. The others were for German only. So the market impact could be somehow minimized since it's coming from one area of Europe. But this one is affecting the whole of Europe. And this one will be at midday. So, so this one here, it's also one that is required to be above 50. So the previous figure is 52.3. The expected figure is 52.7. So a positive is being predicted here, and we might have, yeah, if the figures remain above 50, you know, after German giving you a positive event that might push the price up, then Europe as a whole comes in with another positive event 30 minutes after Germany. So euro as a whole is going to probably have another positive event. So yeah, if the other one was a bomb, this one is now, I don't know what to call it. It's like it's like a huge solar flare, just clearing part of the earth. So you know, but the market impact may not be, you know, these fundamental events. They are quite they're quite heavy, but yeah, sometimes you don't get the impact that you expect. You know, it depends which currency is being versed. So euro versing the US dollar, you never know, maybe the impact won't really be there. You know, these events might not be so significant to America, but euro versus South Africa or Norway or Canada or Australia, yeah, could have some impact there in all those other charts. So that's another possibility. So versing the US dollar, because it's a very big economy, you might not get a very big impact there, which is, it might work out to your advantage if you're in losses right now. Okay, so you know, later on at midday, affecting the pound sterling, the market services PMI as well. If you remember, you know, Europe and Britain used to be one whole union, the European Union, but yeah, Britain left, and you know, things are now like that. But Britain still has those market services PMI, and you know, you can see what's going to happen. It's also above above 50. So we have 54 as a previous figure, and expected is 55. So having all these events coming out today, a few hours from now, and all of them have a positive expectation. So the analysts who do this independently, they are seeing a positive outcome for all of these events. Meaning, you know, it could be exactly what's going to happen. It may not be exactly like this, but we could have some positive income here. We may not have a very negative income because yeah, this is analysis done from so many countries, so many nations, and yeah, so everyone is having a positive expectation. So yeah, so the market impact could be positive for the euro. Yeah, that could really happen. So yeah, you know, if you have some pressure right now, then you can sit down in your car somewhere, wear that seat belt, and you know, make it very tight, and you know, just hope for the best. Just do stuff like that just to help you psychologically, but anyway, yeah, that could possibly happen. So those are the events that we have today affecting the charts. Maybe there's just another speech affecting the US dollar. That is a speech from the Federal Reserve by Mickey Bowman. Yeah, these are easy names. American names are easy. It's those names in those other Those German and France and Spain, their names they're quite difficult. You know, there's a speech at 7:15 of our time, and if you watch that speech, you'll get a market impact there. So if there aren't many events affecting the US dollar today. So, versing the euro, there's too much support for the euro. For America, there is less. So, yeah, let's look at the chart, Euro USD, and try to look for anything that points to selling, anything that can give us that comfort. Okay, so this is the chart. I'm looking at it in the 4-hour time frame, and yeah, prices are still moving upwards. Yeah, so today the Fibonacci I'm going to use is I'm going to use the funds. I normally don't use those ones, but okay, so that's a retracement, the normal one, the nice one, but today we're using funds. Funds help with price action. So we have, okay, let me tell you why I'm drawing it there. We have this main trend, that main upward trend that ended with a double tops. So we have pure price action there. We have this this trend moving. It was very shrewd, and it stopped up there in its tracks, and then we have the two double tops, and then these are all the rules of price action. So the double tops the double tops ended there. Okay, the double tops came there, and that was their area of support. And okay, so that was the very bottom from these double tops, and they broke that price, moved downwards, and they've now tested that same area of which was previously support is now resistance. So they tested that area, and price was expected to keep on moving downwards, based on price action, and it actually moved so well. It moved about 100 pips. Yeah, which was quite good, because the highest it went here was about 97, 98. Okay, boomed about 100 pips up there to the very top, and moved another 100 pips down there, approximately, which is quite good, based on price action. And for this trend, this upward trend, yeah, the area of support that was there was the area of resistance that was there was that one. So it gave us a top there that moved downwards to this bottom. So that gives us our trend line. So we have a trend line there. And this trend line, this is also price action. So we have this price moving on this trend, and it went boom, boom, boom. It was supported there, and it moved upwards and broke that trend line, and it tested it there and moved downwards there, and it has been moving like that ever since. Yeah, so that is that is what happened there. So so I'm going to use this same trend line to be the one to give us the funds, the Fibonacci funds. So okay, so we insert the Fibonacci and draw that trend line there. From there it's a red line touching that point and moving to this area where I tested it. So we still have our trend line. That is the one. I hope it is clear. Let me try and give it a better color. Yeah, the fan properties, this one is red. Okay, let me make it thick. I know the yellow lines are thick because okay, so the red line is there. Yeah, so we have these fans. This is the trend line that we've just seen previously, and yeah, by drawing this trend line, the Fibonacci gives us the funds to follow. So, so trade number one, and if you use this strategy here, trade number one, you sell from the top where it has tested, but you might not because of fear and other human things that you normally experience. So, but if you sell from the top, you collect about 100 pips to the fund. Then you trade to the second fund. If you can look at what's happening in there. Yeah, so we have this price, being supported at the 38.2. Yeah, this is still a Fibonacci sequence, so we have the 38.2, the 50.0, and the 61.8. Yeah, so we have this fan, the 38.2 price is being supported there, moved upwards, broke perfect support at the 50.0, perfectly moving upwards, and it broke it as well. Perfect support at the 61.8, you can look at it, then perfect resistance at the 50.0, then it broke. Yeah, that was on Friday. It broke this price, went down, and we have another break, sort of another break moving upwards. So the comfort in this to sell was that, price is testing this 61.8, and we might have price continuing downwards. So we don't really have another fan there, but I can add a fan, one of my own there, and maybe we'll start looking forward to price pulling back below this 61.8, and coming to this blue zone, and maybe we can have a selling trend when it breaks below there. So looking at the funds, they are looking good earlier on, honestly. They are looking good earlier on because price was at this candlestick, and it was being seriously resisted. Now we have this stubborn candlestick that has just opened above there, and things are, if you're buying, things are looking good. If you're caught in a selling trade, things are not looking so good right now. Okay, so we have the funds there. We can add now the retracement levels. This is the bottom, that is the top. So the levels move to the body of the, that top zone. Let me just hide it inside there. So the reds are all together. So, so what we have now are funds and the retracement levels, and we have price in between the 0 line and the 23.6 for the retracement levels, and where they meet, this arc of the 38.2 meeting the 23.6. Did I call it an arc? It's a diagonal line. That's why this diagonal line, or you can call it an arc, just to sound somehow. Okay, so this diagonal line meeting the 23.6 right there. We have a perfect break. Then they meet again the 50.0 and the 38.2. Perfect break. Then there are perfect support, a perfect resistance there where these two meet as well. When this one broke below, it was heavily supported where the 61.8 meets the 50.0. So at that point, you have another very strong support that moves upwards, and it is resisted there, and another resistance there. Now we are caught up inside there, but the 23.6 of this 4-hour chart can give you some hope that if price wasn't resisted at 61.8 fan, then maybe at the 23.6 retracement, we might get some good resistance there. Or, price could continue moving in a sideways kind of market until where these two meet at the 61.8 and the 23.6, and they'll give you some kind of some strength, so that you push downwards. Okay, so but this is the lowest point we have, which is that one is the lowest. This one here could have been lower than this, but price was it was quickly supported, and you don't have price moving as low as these ones. So it's not really as low as this one. So if you're selling, it might take a while. It might take a while before we get some good results there. Let me look at this Euro USD analysis. It's all saying strong buy, strong buy. There's a lot of buying. It's this 1 month and 1 week chart that are selling. So if you're a scalper and you're caught up in there, maybe you already closed your trades, maybe you've already given up, but waiting will serve some good purpose here. It might not be something that many people will like, but if you're caught up in a selling trade, Let's see where the day, today is today is a 21st. Today is 21st, and yeah, so it's at this bottom here that, people started selling. Others were caught already in the selling trade, but others started selling very, very early today in the night. You should have. Sometimes you wish you had slept. You could have had better dreams when you're making profits and what, but you decide to wake up in the night at around 1 a.m. and you start trading, and the whole night is ruined. Yeah, then you call me in the morning, and okay, so there are about 58 pips in the wrong direction, in the negative direction if you are selling. Yeah, so we just wait for this one. Price was safely at the 50.0. The best place to trade was below that one there. And I think after price breaking the 38.2 on Friday, it seemed like, the best thing to do was to sell at least to the 50.0. Okay, so I think, that's it for the Euro USD. If you're buying, then good for you. Wait for that event to actually play out. The first events affecting German are going to be in about 50 minutes. Yeah, it will be a nice time to get in there and make some money. And okay, so that's for the Euro USD. I don't think there is anything else left to do here. So reasons for selling are those ones. Maybe those who are buying before you make, before you end up leaving your trust to move on for the whole day. Let us look for some areas where buying might not be such a good idea. You can start with the RSI coming from this oversold position. So we have divergence there. We have lower lows on the RSI, and we have higher lows on the price, and we've picked this one up today. Yeah, so if you saw this on Friday, because if you saw this on Friday, then let me see, 18th. Yeah, Friday, Friday had a very low point on the RSI. If you saw this on Friday, then you probably wouldn't have sold today morning. Yeah, so we have this bottom and this other bottom. These bottoms are high, these bottoms are low, and that is a recipe for upward movement. That is a reason to start buying. Yes, so the price, the highest point in between these two areas, is that point. So we have this low and this other low, and in between that is the highest point. So buying could be something you should do to that level. You shouldn't really try to buy beyond that. It's the safe zone. That is the safest place to get out from if price actually moves up there. If you look at the retracement levels from the top to the bottom, price, price has been moving properly. It has been perfectly resisted at the 50.0, which is the highest point from this bottom. So, yeah, it has already been basing on the retracement levels. Price has already moved there, but based on this divergence from this point where it is right now, you could easily trade to that 50.0 mark. That could be one place to to take your profit and quit. That's about 19 pips. 19 pips, not so bad. About 19.5. That is 195 points times any lot size that you use. I stop using the 0 point something lot size. Let's use a powerful lot size. Something like 2.4. So that is $468 in between there. If you have a very big account, so 2.4, you might need to have about some many thousands of dollars, maybe 10K, maybe 20K, which is quite good. Okay, so to the 50.0, there is that about 19.5 pips. Beyond that, you can calculate. You can calculate the distance between that one and this area, which is about 76.9. So you can take another 76.9. That's about there, in between there. So you can get another 76.9 around that mark. So that's the distance between this top and this bottom. The same distance up there. So if that is a first take profit there, the second take profit is up there. Yeah, so if you're buying, that is something you can follow. If you're selling, then you follow this and hope for the best. Okay, so the euro versus the New Zealand dollar. This was my chart last week. My favorite chart. We were supposed to have some kind of divergence continuing upwards, and yeah, that continuing trend wasn't there, but yeah, price has broken that line that has given us a divergence, and yeah, maybe okay, this one you can give it some time. Looking at the web price, the predictions we had made was for price to continue to the 50.0. Yeah, that could take a while. Let's go through some other charts that we're looking at and see exactly what, see what we can do today. This one in the 1 hour chart, there is really, okay. So this one here, we drew this Fibonacci coming from below, and many levels have been broken upwards. And yeah, so it was, let me try and draw this. The day began, okay, just down here. Yeah, so this one here is following the trend, and we marked out these zones here to take profit last week. Yeah, so if we are, price is now above the 61.8, and we have those medium points that we can look out for and take some profit there. Yeah, but anyway, that is that's for the Australian dollar versus the CHF. I think last week it was very bullish, and it must be very bullish right now on the technical analysis app. So yeah, you can wait for a while before you just get into this one here. We have these top areas. I think the topmost point is this one. So the pips to the first take profit are about 4, then 22 to the next one, then about 40 to the 100.0. Okay, so for this chart here, you can do your own analysis and see what to do with it. Doesn't look like it's in a strong upward trend. It looks like it's losing some of its volatility. This was the highest point it went, so the volatility is somehow coming down. But okay, let's just take a look at more charts. This one here, we drew this triangular formation. Okay, waiting for a breakout on the 4 hour chart. We don't really have a breakout yet. Nothing yet. So yeah, this one, just need to wait for it. I think in the middle of the week there, we shall revisit it and see if we have a breakout or not. If we do, we see which direction it took, and then we start calculating our profits, where we're going to put the take profit and the stop loss. GBP versus the New Zealand dollar. Okay. This one, we had divergence pointing to a sell. We drew the Fibonacci's. Looking at this to be a point of reversal, so we're probably having a new trend. And the best place to start selling is below this red line. Yeah, below there, that would be a good area to start selling. Price hasn't yet reached the 23.6, which is quite good. So there's some distance there that you can take. There are some pips you can collect to the 23.6. They are about 130 pips that you can collect to the 23.6. So that is yeah, this one is still, it's still en route, but it's still a bit slow. Yeah, today being a very slow Monday, it's one of the euro charts that are having some good volatility, but a chart like this one is really, you know, it doesn't give you a lot of energy right now. Yeah, so we just, you know, just give it some time. And maybe the events affecting Australia today morning, they might, affecting the New Zealand, affecting the New Zealand dollar. Sometime in the night, they might give it some volatility, or when these events affecting the pound start coming in, then you could have some volatility there. Okay, the Gbp Jpy, it was in a range, and it's still in a range. There isn't much to do with this one. It's a complete range market. We can buy above the resistance or sell below the support. Yeah, that's it. That's all that we can do for it. Gold, had its sort of a break. Not a really nice break, but price is still being supported somewhere there. Yeah, so we give it some time. We give it some time to trade to the next, to this other high point that is there. You can trade there if we're having a reversal in that. If we're having a reversal there, we could start trading downwards. It can be long term. You don't really have to wait for your profits immediately. If you're a long-term trader, yeah, this can be a good time to enter this gold. Okay, so let's move on to the next chart, the Gbp Usd. We're looking at it a lot, and here it is almost breaking above this this area of resistance, which is quite it's quite nice. If it breaks up above there, then we can buy to this top. But it may be resisted there. Price may come back downwards, and if it comes, we wait for it to break below that area of support and start selling maybe to this low point. Yeah, that's another. Yeah, it's another thing that will take some long time. So down there we have a take profit, and up there we have a take profit. Let me give this one a very nice. A very nice orange color that will make it stand out. So we have, we have a take profit up there if price breaks this area and continues up. If it comes down, then we take that point. There isn't really much to do about that. Maybe this chart, if we add those Fibonacci funds as well to this Gbp USD. Okay. Let me remove these period separators. Yeah, so in the 4-hour time frame, so this is a movement that we're having trouble with. So we put the funds, so our trend line is this one. When price is moving downwards, we take the top. We take the tops to determine the price movement. So that is where I'm going to draw the funds. Okay, the Fibonacci funds starting from the top to the bottom. Perfect. So we have these funds that are giving us this price movement. And okay, so looking at this, we have price breaking this trend line, which was the first action that price took. Yeah, moved to this second line, broke it, and moved to the third one. So there's a lot of resistance up there. Moved below, was perfectly resisted at 38.2. We have another tail down there, picture perfect move. Then a lot of resistance inside there, and then it breaks above the 61.8 again, and we now have a successful. It's now successfully moving upwards there, away from this downward trend. So price could have been trapped in any of these funds and pushed it downwards, but we have a successful break upwards there. And if I add my other fund touching this top, that is what we have. So I'm drawing it to this, following the same funds, and have it touching this top there, and we have price being resisted there once, resisted twice, and then resisted there as it breaks, and now supported at that same level. Yeah, so that that really increases the odds. It gives you some hope that the odds are quite in our favor if we are going to buy, and price is really trying to break that area of resistance. So it gives you a good sense that you're going to buy. So we're going to add some other funds, same chart, Gbp Usd. Remove the period separators. Okay, so we have this what looks like an upward trend, and we really need to figure out exactly what's happening with it. So the trend line that we have down here from this bottom, real trend is actually something like that. Yeah, from all these bottoms, yeah, where price was being really supported, all these bottoms. Okay, and then it is touched, it comes, and then it's sort of supported there, then it breaks it below and starts moving along those lines. So that is our area of the trend line. So this is what is determined by the price action of this chart. Now I'm going to add the funds there, and we see how far this is going. Okay, so following that same trend line, we put the funds there, and yeah, so we have some areas of significance. We have yeah, so price, it moved carefully to that 38.2, then broke it at that point, found support at the 50.0, and it has been moving along that line. There was just one tail that moved to the 61.8, but we have price still being held up in between the 38.2 and the 50.0. Yeah, so we still have price, somewhere inside there. It's still showing us that. Okay, the other one shows you that price. Let me look for the other. Okay, so this setup here shows you that price broke out of the funds. Yeah, let me remove my fan. So it moved out of the funds and is continuing upwards. And this one shows you that price is still within the bullish funds. So we can, yeah, we can, we can have some hope in this one that it is bullish. It's moving upward. So we could, yeah, if you're buying the Gbp USD, you could be smiling. Yeah, you're already in profit, and things are looking very nice, moving upward. So you can, you can have some faith there. And yeah, I think the original chart, the Gbp USD chart, is this one here. These are the resistance levels and the support that we have. And if price breaks above that one, we have a very clear upward trend, moving upwards based on the other Fibonacci funds. Okay, so yeah, let me see if we are any other charts that we are following up last week. The Euro versus the South African Rand. Yeah, this chart makes a lot of money. Yeah, a lot of money. So we have some case of divergence here. It's okay. First of all, we had this divergence that was pointing downwards, and yeah, we drew this trend line here, pushing price down, and I think we had these higher highs here, and then there were lower highs there, pushing price down, and it reached the bottom, and yeah, could start selling downwards there. And we made an assumption that we're probably having an upward trend there forming. But at the moment, we still have, we have a bottom here and another bottom there. So still within that same divergence setup, we have these higher lows. Yeah, we have higher lows there and lower lows. So this could give us some kind of, yeah, it could give us some kind of bullish movement. Yeah, from where price is right now. So in my, okay, so what I think is going to happen here, we're going to have price moving within these channels. We have a lot of opposing force from both areas. We have a force coming from the resistance and force coming from the support, and both of them have divergence within. So we are probably going to have a channel moving in that zigzag formation until we have a breakout. Yeah, that's in a 4-hour chart. So this will take some, it will take some good time. It may not just happen immediately, but it will take some time. Okay, the euro versus the New Zealand dollar. I think we've already looked at this chart, at this kind of area of support, where price hasn't really moved any far from it. So let's give this one some time before we start trading it. Okay, now Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin Cash. It's at $303. Yeah, that is Bitcoin Cash. That is the unit price, $303. There's this very irregular rise, which happened in 2017. It moved up to 2,125. Yeah, so Bitcoin Cash is now really low based on its previous price movements. If you're the kind of person who trades in Bitcoin, it could be a good time for you, to get into the market and see how you can take advantage of it. This is Bitcoin itself. A coin is now $39,126. Yeah, it is really declining. The previous low was $32,694 per coin. So it has really, it's trying to make a comeback. But I think for Bitcoin, you have to watch out for these billionaires who keep on talking. They keep on giving their speeches about how they are using cryptocurrency to purchase their products and all that. So you could get some good significance from that kind of fundamental analysis. You just keep on following their tweets and their social media pages and find anything that points to cryptocurrency. Then you'll have a good reason to either buy or to hold your Bitcoin positions. Okay, Gbp Usd, we have a strong movement upwards. Let's look at some trending charts. The Australian dollar versus the US dollar, good upward movement. Okay, USD Canada, some good upward movement as well. USD CHF, some synchronized movement downwards. That one is a good chart. Australia versus Canada, same thing. GBP, okay, the pound sterling versus the Japanese yen. This one is very bullish. It's nice. Euro GBP, we have two opposing forces, so that one you can give it a break. Euro JPY. Okay, it's just one chart that is selling, but the rest are buying. Okay, let's look for just one more chart that has a synchronized movement, all the way buying or selling. Okay, this one here almost. Okay, the euro versus the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. Yeah, that one has that synchronized movement. You can take a look at that. And okay, maybe the CHF versus the Japanese yen, some good movement there as well. New Zealand versus Japan, good upward movement. And yeah, I guess that is it. So you can you can get that up and look at all those charts, and you start analyzing them and see which ones are going up, which ones are going down. You can apply whatever method you have to analyze. As long as you make some money, it doesn't really matter if you use price action, if you use Fibonacci, if you use some kind of trend lines, if you use divergence, if you use the Elliott waves. It doesn't really matter what you use. As long as you make money, it's not kung fu where you have to look good, getting some results. Here, it doesn't matter how you look. If you make the results, that is all that matters, that you make some money. So don't pressure yourself to use some complex some kind of complex methods of analysis. Just do what works for you and just make some money like that. Don't really put yourself on pressure, and don't hide your charts from anyone. If you're buying and you're afraid of someone to see your charts, to laugh at you, don't be afraid. If they laugh at you, ask them why and let them correct whatever you're doing, and you could avoid a loss like that. If you hide your charts, then someone who could have helped you might just walk by. And the opposite also matters. Someone might come, look at your chart and tell you, me, I'm buying. If you're selling, me, I'm buying. And I'm making money. So you might close your buying position and just end up selling, and then you also make a loss. So that will be something bad as well. So but always get a second opinion if you can get it. If you can't, well and good. The results will be the opinion that you will have needed for the next trade. Yeah, so I think that's it for today. I really hope you'll have a good trading week, and also a good trading day for today. If you're selling the Euro USD, we've done a lot of analysis there. Yeah, you give this event some time. Let's see what the fundamental events are going to have on this chart. If the impact is positive or negative, you can close your positions and move in the right direction. There's a very big possibility that where the market picks up today, it might move in that direction for quite some time. So just keep alert, wait for these events to play out, and see how you can benefit from them. So thank you for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye.